FeatureCAM 2013 R3 continues the development of enhancements to the user interface. In this example you can see I've got some pre-created features in here, and we're going to look at some of the new enhancements that we've applied. The first one is under any of these features. We introduced you originally to the new plunge tab and the pop-up balloons that are available for some of the images. We've also continued to add these pop-up balloons to additional elements within the interface. As time goes on, we will increase and add more and more information into these balloon messages. If you do not want to see these, you can simply go to the Help menu and there's a checkbox for Balloon Help. If I turn that option off and go back into that boss, back into, for example, the plunge area, hover over the image, and the Balloon Help is no longer there. As well as this, we've also added a new tooling group for our probing process. In this case I'm going to do a probing operation around the outside of this boss. So I'm going to create a new feature wizard, user defined feature. I'm going to select a measure boss bore. In this case we're going to machine a probe a boss, and for the diameter I'm just going to go ahead and just measure that diameter. In this case it's telling me a radius of 30. So I can enter my diameter to be 60 and set. For the probe direction I'm going to do 4 points, so I'm going to set that around the outside. I'm going to change the measure height. In this case I'm going to set this to be measure height of 5. I can also go ahead and maybe update the tool. So let's do a tool update, and in this case I'm going to update the tool for the machining operation. In this case we could choose our boss operation. So under the tool mapping, go ahead and select the boss finish, and let's select tool number 3. So that's my feature created. I'm going to choose next. Positioning is 0, 0, which is fine. Let's choose next again. And in this case you can see it's chosen my probing tool. And we can clearly see that we've got a different type of holder here and a different type of probe. If I go and say search for another tool, you'll notice that we have a new tool group called probes, and in each case you can see we've got a variation of both imperial and metric probe tools, all of different sizes and lengths. As with all tools, I can go in and modify this tool, and you can see I've got a new set of parameters such as the ball diameter, the stem diameter, the overall length, shank length and the shank diameter. In this case I'm going to choose this tool, which is the 5mm ball with a 75mm length. Just going to update the speed for simulation, say OK and run through the simulation. So I'm going to cycle through thread milling operation, and the probe tool comes into position and probes my part, and you can see the representation of that tool with the probe and holder itself.